You know that person that everyone looks at and they don't even have to try? That's who we're becoming today.
There's something so captivating about a woman who knows she's the spell.
Hey
babes, I'm Madeline.
And I'm Deja.
And welcome back to the Elegance Exchange. So it's almost Halloween. We thought we might give you a little bit of a fun episode, and it honestly kind of has a really cute name.
So you guys know that that phrase where whenever you walk into a room, they're like, oh my gosh, she's so captivating. And like, if you ever seen the movie Hocus Pocus, they sing that iconic Halloween song, I Put a Spell on You. That's the vibe we're going for today, except we're going to be teaching you guys how to attract others when you're walking into a room.
Exactly, because there's nothing better than one, feeling confident in yourself whenever you walk into a room, and two, having people notice it. Confidence is so attractive, and you know, whether or not you're trying to be attractive or not, it's just something that honestly, it gives you a lot of life skills and it gives you a lot of opportunities that you might not even think about.
And sometimes we even see it like radiating off of you. Like whenever someone does walk in a room, you can just tell they're full of confidence because it just radiates.
But they're also very good with conversations. So that's actually the first part that we're gonna hit first. So a woman or anybody who knows how to hold a good conversation is automatically captivating.
Because like whenever you're talking to them, they know how to keep a conversation going and they know how to keep you drawn so that you're not like spacing out or you're not dozing off or like you even feel included and even heard.
Exactly. And there's always two types of people in a room. Okay, and obviously there's more, but this is just a general idea, right? So whenever you walk into a room, typically there's two people. There's the quiet ones and there's the talkative ones. So for the talkative people, it's kind of easy. You just go up to them and you introduce yourself, or if you already know them, you just start up a conversation, ask them how their day is, or, you know, just start something fun. And a lot of the times with them, you can just sit back and let them do the talking. Once you initiate, it shows that, okay, you're confident, you can go up to people, you can talk to anybody, but you can also listen because everybody likes to be heard.
And most of the times, the ones that are very talkative, most people love to be heard. That's all it is. Most people just want to say things and actually feel like, you know, someone's actually paying attention and listening to them. There's actually some psychology behind this too. Whenever you actually do talk to someone and you're talking as if like, or you're just like listening to them and you're like nodding your head or like you're clearly showing interest in the conversation, it does make you seem more attractive too, because this person's gonna look at you and be like, wow, you know, like I actually felt heard, or like, wow, they're actually listening to my story. And it really does make you feel a lot better too.
Exactly. And then maybe you have a lot of wallflowers in a room. The people who stick to the walls, they're kind of quiet, they don't really go up to people. I know personally for me in a new social setting, typically I'm this, okay? I'm that person that's on the wall, kind of observing, not really going up to anybody. But one thing that any quiet person who actually wants to talk to people can appreciate is somebody coming up to them and asking them how their day is or introducing themselves, because then they automatically have somebody that they know. They now have somebody that they can talk to. And with a quieter person, typically you're gonna have to do a little bit more talking, okay? And that's not a bad thing. So initiate that conversation and let them, you know, answer the questions. But if you notice that maybe they aren't quite as comfortable, they're not warmed up yet, talk to them and just engage in conversation, throw in a little joke here and there. Just make them feel warm and like appreciated.
Because you wanna be inviting, if anything. Like whenever you're talking to someone that's quieter, like you don't want to come off a certain way. You want to show that like you're interested and that you're trying to be friends with this person. So like, and then most of the time, like especially with Madeline talking about the wallflowers, most of the time people do, like when they are in a new social setting, they don't know how to act, they don't know anyone, and so it can be a little nerve-wracking for some people.
Definitely.
So when you go out and you make your way to like try and get to know other people, including them, it makes them feel included and makes them feel like they're part of an environment that they want to be part of and that they know that other people want them to be a part of as well.
Exactly. And another thing, if you already know these people and you already know a lot of the business connection side of it, or you know them from family friends or things like that, always keep a list in your phone. This is something that's so actually important and crucial. Keep a list in your phone with people's names and the last thing that they told you, right? So if they had a big life event, they just got married, they just had a kid, or they adopted a puppy, write that down in your phone. Because what that's going to do is the next time you see them, you can look back at that list and say, okay, they just got a puppy, or okay, they got married, so I need to mention that. And a lot of the times that makes people feel heard, like we were talking about, because it shows that you can remember what they were talking about.
It's the same thing too, like if you're going, and like same thing with social media these days, everyone's posting about social media.
Oh, yes.
I still have people that, and from high school, that update me about their lives, and I'll be like, oh, that's cool, and then like, you know, you just go ahead and swipe past it. And then that's something else that you can mention in the past. So like if they were to get a job promotion, you could also mention, be like, hey, by the way, I saw that you got a job promotion, that's actually really cool. And then it opens up the water, and then it also shows them that, you know, you're interested, like, oh, this person's been keeping up with me, like that's actually good to see. And like they look seen, like they feel seen, they feel like, you know, people are actually watching and acknowledging them.
Humans are so simple. We always make it out to be like we are complicated creatures, but truthfully, everybody just likes to be heard. And I know we've said that 5 million times at this point, but it's so true. Think about it. If you have a conversation with somebody and you feel like they are not listening to you, are you going to want to have another conversation with them? No.
No. Nothing's more aggravating than trying to talk to someone and you can clearly tell like they're like dozing off in their head, or like they're like secretly glancing at their phone. It just shows that they're uninterested, and it's like, okay, why am I even talking at this point?
Exactly. And that's, you know, that kind of brings up our next point. Magnetic people also know how their emotions come off to others and how they're perceived.
So like whenever you walk into your room, you want to be smiling, you want to be happy, you want to seem like you're actually good to be there, because there's so many times, say like, you know, for school or for like some meetings, everyone's observant, everyone always watches who walks in, and then they try and they base it off of like, can I talk to this person, can I not talk to this person, what's the vibe they kind of give me. So if you're walking into this event and you're like, you're negative, or you know, some people don't even mean to, but you know, you have a bad RBF and like you're just like frowning, like you look like you had the worst day possible, people are not going to want to approach you, and people are not going to want to talk to you. You're not standing out, you're just very like,
you're blending in. You don't want to blend in. Being magnetic is not blending in, it's showing that you have your own personality and that you don't mind being the center of attention. But I mean, the most magnetic people are the ones who are smiling and laughing and talking, like Daisha said. Think about it. Whenever you walk into a room, who are you first going to go to? I'm going to the person that's smiling at me and looks like they want to be there. It doesn't look like, oh, they hate my guts, or, oh, they're silently judging me. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to be friends with that. So don't act like that. It's not mysterious.
Or you ever like have those meetings, like those club meetings or like those like social events, and you walk in and like everyone's quiet, like no one knows what to do, they're just like looking at each other, and then you always hear like there's always that one person that's like laughing, or that one person that's like smiling and talking to someone else. Everyone's automatically captivated on them because they broke the silence, because you know, it's not like the rest of the environment, it's kind of like a breath of fresh air, and it's like, okay, like they're setting the mood, and that's what radiates it. Like you can feel the positivity and just like that inviting energy, and then of course people are gonna want to look at you and be like, oh no, she looks nice, like I think I want to be her friend, or I think I want to talk to her, and it just makes you more inviting.
Exactly. I can think of one scenario in high school. It was the standardized testing day, which if any of you guys know, you know, they're not fun. No. And so I walked into the room, and like Daisha said, it was so quiet, everybody looked so miserable, and I just made a joke about, oh gosh, I'm not ready for this exam, or this is gonna kick my butt, or something, you know, a little self-deprecating, which not always the best, but sometimes, you know, you can use it right. But everybody started laughing, and then people started talking with each other, and then they started comparing, okay, well, what did you study, or did you do this, what did you do? It just opens the conversation. It makes you so much more magnetic, and then everybody's thinking, oh my gosh, I'm way more relaxed, it's nowhere near as scary as I thought it would be. It just makes it better.
I know.
It really does.
Especially whenever I walk into a room, I like, and it's a new setting, I always look for someone that's super happy, or someone that just gives off really good vibes, because it's like, surely there's at least one person in this room that's not completely scared and frightened out of their mind.
Exactly. And also look relaxed. Don't walk into a room, arms crossed, looking around like, I don't want to be here. No. Walk into a room, be happy, look around, smile, like Daisha was saying. Look relaxed. Create open body language. If you find that you are never getting approached by anybody, it's probably because your arms are closed off, or you're facing away from people, or you're down on your phone, that's not open body language, that's closed body language, and it sends signals to other people's brains that, oh, she doesn't want to be talked to.
That's actually funny that you mentioned that. I actually was talking to my friend 2 days ago, and I'm, you know, like, I know this person, I've been talking to them a lot, but they were walking by themselves, and I was right behind them. I was like 10 feet away. And then usually I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go walk with them. But their body language was like telling me, like, they were like scrunched over, they were like looking around, they were just like walking, and I was like, you know what, that person does not look like they want to be bothered. And sure enough, I told my friend, and they were like, oh no, you definitely could have like joined me, like I would have loved that. And I was like, hey, I'm not gonna lie, like you looked like you did not want to be talked to. And she was like, really? And I was like, yeah, like you just seemed very to yourself, your body language was closed, like you just did not want to be bothered. So sometimes we're guilty of that, and you know, if you do find yourself like just casually doing that, it's good just to break it up a little bit. And you know, when you do notice it, be like, oh wait, stop, like I gotta relax a little bit,
readjust. And if other people are panicking around you, or not necessarily panicking, but maybe they're nervous, maybe you guys are about to go give a speech, maybe you're about to do a presentation, act relaxed, okay? There's nothing worse than when one person's panicking and flustered and then everybody else starts to be panicked and flustered. If you can remain calm and collected, that is going to set you apart, and that is going to make people come to you. That is going to draw them in, because it shows that you are not afraid and that you are collected and calm within yourself.
And let's think about it. Whenever we're already stressed, the last thing we want is to deal with other stressful people. Like when you're in a stressful situation, the last thing you want is like, oh my gosh, when I'm gonna fail this test, I didn't study, this is really hard, I heard from someone else that they've bombed it, and it's kind of like, oh my gosh, like then you kind of like start panicking too, and you're like, oh my gosh, we're gonna fail. No, you want to be that warm and inviting person. Like you almost want people to find you as a comforting space. Like they just want, like when they're with you, they shouldn't be stressed. They shouldn't be, you know, overly scared. It's kind of just like, okay, now we can relax and breathe.
It kind of goes with the phrase, people just turn their brains off when they're with you. That's almost what you want, because you know that they feel relaxed, they feel calm in your presence. And obviously there's a time and a place, like we always say.
Of course.
But if they know that they can come to you and they can just have a conversation with you and not overthink in their head of, oh, did she actually like me? I don't know if that came off wrong, or, you know, people shouldn't be worried about that when they're talking to you. That's not what you want them to feel. So just let them turn off their brain and be that warm and magnetic person. But also be confident within yourself.
Of course, I feel like that's the baseline for a bunch of this stuff. You have to be confident in yourself, because that's what really radiates. It's that confidence. Like, it really does stand you out, because I feel like these days it's so hard for people to be confident in themselves sometimes. And so
hard.
And it is, like, especially if you're not confident in yourself, you're not gonna believe everyone else is confident in you, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much a great point. But also, it's a little bit hard to sometimes get in that mindset. So always say your affirmations. We preach this all the time, but it's so true. And it's something that truthfully changed my life. I don't know, did it change yours?
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. So I actually do have a few little affirmations here for you, and I'm not going to try and remember them off the top of my head. So I draw people in naturally, okay? And you should be saying this in front of a mirror, because that will also help you make eye contact with yourself and really truthfully believe it. So I draw people in naturally. People feel safe in my presence, like we were just talking about. I don't perform, I embody. That's a good one. So say your affirmations, but also practice greeting people. If you know you are going to a networking event, practice greeting them. Practice shaking their hands and making eye contact with them. Look at yourself in the mirror. Look how you come off to other people. You also have to look the part. When have you ever been drawn to somebody who looks like they are the hot mess express? You cannot be a hot mess, because then other people aren't going to come to you. Just like you don't want to go to somebody if they look super stressed out, they're not going to want to come to you if you look like you are crazy and don't have your life together.
No, you want to look put together, you want to look organized, you want to look confident, you want to like feel like you own the room. And then most people too, like that's also very like it's very attractive to like just to look at, because they're very like, they just look put together. Like you can tell whenever everyone else is stressed out, and then you can tell when like someone studies, because they'll just walk in, they'll drive in, and they'll be like,
Yep.
boom, like I got this. And then they'll always look put together, and you're just like, man, like I wish I was
They
her.
know what they're doing.
Exactly. Like dang, like I know she's gonna pass this test, or I know she's gonna see a lot of people.
Colors also play into a big part of this, and you might have noticed it here, right? Deja, because she's wearing red, gives off a super bold and confident vibe, whereas because I'm wearing purple, I'm giving off a little bit more of a darker and calm vibe, I guess you could say, or a little bit, I hate the word regal because I don't think I'm not a princess, but it just gives off different emotions.
Exactly. It's the same thing with like blue. Blue is very calm, very relaxed, and pink is very like feminine and very approachable. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Jeez.
And black is also very put together and very chic. Everybody knows that if you are wearing all black, you look put together, no matter if you are wearing athletic clothes or if you are wearing a full suit.
Exactly.
Lipstick can also do this, guys. I used to wear red lipstick if I felt like I had to conquer the world and I had to do stuff and get stuff done. I would always wear a red lip. Or if I was mad, or not mad, but if I was like, what's the word? I don't know, if I just wasn't feeling good that day and I just really wasn't feeling it, I would wear, I would wear a little bit of more like a cranberry shade like this, or just for your everyday when you feel cute, I would wear pink. I don't do that anymore, but truthfully, it can make all the difference. It can play with how people perceive you, always.
It's that color theory, you know, like whenever we see a certain color, we're like, oh, this makes me feel this way, or like this makes me feel this way. It's the same thing.
You also have to curate an aesthetic. Now, don't be basic, guys. Don't just pull the clean girl aesthetic. Make it your own. Don't just pull exact things from Pinterest boards. Create it to your own personality.
Find a style that suits you and like makes you stand out among the rest, you know?
Yeah, and Deja has her signature thing, which is a rose. So some way, shape, or form, she's always embodying that rose. She always has some kind of token about her that gives off that vibe. And it just creates, it makes it her signature thing. She has a very signature look. And we have a classmate that we knew in high school, and I swear this girl is a walking Pinterest board.
She has the coolest aesthetic I have ever seen in my life. Like I remember the first time I saw her, like everyone was nervous, and I was like, you are literally the coolest person I have ever met in my life. Just because her style was just so unique and so
it's
like
almost eclectic.
Yes, like it looks so good, and even out in public, like I don't even talk, like, yes, I do talk to her because she is my friend, but even in public, I'll see some things, I'll be like, oh, she'll definitely rock that, or she would definitely wear this.
And her style is not just straight from a Pinterest board. Sure, there are factors from it, but she pulls it and makes it her own. She makes it her own fashion. And that's what you need to do. If you like the clean girl style, go for the clean girl style, but make it your own. Give yourself that signature aspect to it.
She makes it her identity. Like when you see that, you immediately think of, oh, that's something that she would wear. And that's what you want. Like you want to be able to create something that suits you and makes you feel really good, and almost work as if like, if I was to see you, it'd be like, oh my gosh, like she would definitely wear something like this, because it's what people are so used to seeing you wear.
And then people are always thinking of you. That's not a bad thing. But remember that anybody can be magnetic. It's just you have to learn. It's not something that you were just born with. I hate to say it. I know a lot of the times we get in our head and we think, oh, well, I'm never going to be like that because I wasn't born like that. But it's a learned skill. It's not something that you just wake up to.
Exactly. And it also takes time, because of course you're not going to be able to wake up one day and be like, I'm going to dress up like this and I'm going to act like this. It takes time, and it also does take practice. Like you're going to have to get used to, you know, really putting yourself out there and like making it known and making, you know, a mark on some things.
Exactly. So with that being said, we are on a bunch of different social media platforms.
We're on TikTok, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and we're also on Instagram Threads, so you can catch us almost anywhere.
Yes, and we really want to hear back from you, so make sure you leave a comment and leave a like if you like this video. And also we have a related video to this linked down below in the description, along with all of our social media profiles. And then there's going to be a season 3 playlist and a recommended video here for you. Alright, we love you. Bye,
Bye babes.